Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Another episode of Talks with Tony. Now, we got one here. He terminated his parental rights. Now, we reading this together. Dear Mr. Gaskins, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you do. I have been watching you for around 4 years now. I have many of your videos saved and play them at night as I fall asleep. My favorite being how to make your ex regret losing you. It motivates me to work on my 3Bs and love and take better care of myself. However, I find myself stuck. Please let me explain. Any advice or feedback at all would mean more to me than anything in this world. Where do I start? I am currently 31 years old with a 2-year-old daughter. I met my second ex-husband on Tinder about Offender about a year after my first divorce from my high school sweetheart. Together almost 14 years. Without giving all the details, I left the marriage and my life quickly deteriorated. I found myself in unsafe and sketchy situations. My self-esteem was at an all-time low and I was searching for someone to fill that void. I grew up raised in the church but had turned my back on God. One bad decision led to another. I found myself soon working on the side as a stripper. I'm not proud of it, and it caused me serious mental conflict as it went against my morals and values. And this lasted about 6 months or so, on and off. I digress. Things came to a head when I broke down. I sought for help for my issues and tried to make better choices. I decided to move back to my hometown and live with my father and stepmother to get my life on track. I was around 28 years old at the time. I quit my full-time job and found myself with a lot of time on my hands as I was job searching. This led me back to the devil's playground. Dating apps. I set my age preference a bit high as I thought I needed someone more stable and mature. I didn't want to play games. However, I ended up talking to a man 11 years older than me. He was fresh out of his second divorce and had 2 small boys under 4. But he seemed perfect. She put perfect in all caps. Well-rounded, great job, seemingly amazing dad, wise, patient, nurturing, etc. We made things official very soon at the start, and he said, "I love you," after about 2 weeks of dating. My biggest question in the back of my head was always, why would a woman with 2 babies just up and leave this man? Something had to be wrong, but I ignored it. The red flags popped up in spurts. The red flags popped up in spurts. I'll admit, I wasn't perfect either. We would be good for a few weeks or so, and my insecurities would get to me and I would run and hide, basically ghosting him, only to get back together a few days later. It was extremely turbulent. This cycle went on for about 4 months, but I fell deeper and deeper in love with him. I looked past the fact that he talked to other women during our outs. He'd make snippy comments to me, treat me like a child at times. After our last crash and burn cycle in August of 2019, I found out I was pregnant. We had previously had a huge blowout. August 2019. We had previously had a huge blowout. Think police involvement, etc. I texted him to let him know that I was pregnant and he proceeded to block my number. I went crazy. I tried calling 1,000 times, called his mother, but to no avail. Days later, he emailed me letting me know that he would not be a father and I should not go through with the pregnancy. As I made up my mind to have my daughter, he waffled for the next few months. He was still on dating sites, talking to other women, and I was pregnant. Sometimes he would say he did want to be a dad to our child, and other times he would say he didn't know. I cut him off for good at around 5 months pregnant. We didn't speak for a solid 2 to 3 months, and as it just so happened, we ran into each other at the gas station one morning. He was a completely different man. He practically wept at my feet, begging me to let him be a father, be present for the birth, and make me his wife. move me into his house, and start our family together. And guess what? And guess what I did? Hook, line, and sinker. I bit the bait and found myself as a new wife, mother, and stepmother, all within just a few short months. The HELL that ensued after the fairy tale wore off was unbelievable. Tons of emotional from him, name calling, derogatory terms, jabs, and threats of physical. After a huge fight for 4 months, he told me to get out. So I packed my stuff and my daughter and I left for good. I filed for divorce 2 days later and he asked to terminate his parental rights. As he said, he didn't have the time or money to raise our daughter. Tony, I can't make sense of this. How do you turn your back on your only daughter? For the last 18 months or so, once everything was settled in court, he's waffled countless times. It's my fault for not closing the door, but I somehow hope and pray that one day he will be a changed man. I do want my daughter to have a father, but getting me pregnant by no means makes him a father. He always comes back with the same story. God convicted him. He's so sorry. He will claim that our marriage was ordained by God and he is supposed to be my husband, that I'm not living in God's will. This brings me to the present day, and I haven't spoken to him in almost 3 months. However, he still attempts to email my work email and leave letters on my front porch. He also initiated court proceedings to try to get his rights back to our daughter. However, I have taken the stance of fighting him on this, as he has been so unreliable and flaky in the past that I just don't trust him with my daughter's heart. Tony, what should I do? I have to admit, in some sick way, I still love him. I want to believe that he can change, that maybe he does love me and my daughter. I don't know how much longer I can hold out. Every day is a struggle not to give in to him or reach back out. Regardless of him and I, do you think he even has the ability to love our daughter at this point, or has too much damage been done? I have worked on my relationship with the Lord and even got baptized last year. I want to be in right standing with God and don't want to operate out of anger or unforgiveness. How do I look at my daughter every day and just have to somehow forget about the man that shared in creating her? I'm so broken and damaged, Tony. Please help. P.S. It might be worthwhile to note that he also quit his full-time job of over 10 years to be an entrepreneur of a side hustle he had started. He now complains that he has no money and has filed to reduce his child support with his second ex-wife. However, I've never received child support, as the termination of rights negates that. I never wanted his money, just his time. Thank you, Tony, from the bottom of my heart. Love and blessings to you and your family. Boy, look here, boy, look here, boy, look here. Hey, now, if you're not on the Patreon, go on over there. Because if on the Patreon, we're going to be producing, with that support over there, we're going to be producing some stuff that'll be live. Some stuff that'll be real. And things like this right here. We'll be working on some things. So I would love your support over there. Y'all know I don't ask for donations and handouts. But it was quite a few of y'all that asked me about creating one of those, and so I did, and we got over 200 supporters. Almost 300 I need to check. And when I see stuff like this right here, it just kind of, I'm like, man. So I'll put the link to the Patreon in the description. We got 275 patrons. God be the glory. Thank you to all 275 of you. Yes, sir, I like that. So listen, I'll be honest with you. It's kind of hard because I'm saying the same thing every day. In my mind, I feel like. But now, when we think about this and you hear this, what are some of the key words that we hear in here? I met my second ex-husband on Tinder. Listen, y'all. Listen. And now this young lady says she been watching me for 4 years. But the problem is she play my videos at night as she fall asleep. So for 4 years, she have not heard a thing that I have said. And that's what I notice a lot of women doing, is just coming on here and just looking at the video or just letting the video play but not listening to the video. And maybe I need to put a suit on. Maybe if I put a suit on, more people will start listening. Maybe because I'm on here in a fitted cap with my workout shirt on, and maybe I need to put a suit on. Or maybe when I get older, maybe because I'm 37, I'll be 38 March 8th. Maybe when I get 45, 50, people will start listening. More people will start listening. But this right here, this is something. So, sister, I'm going to tell you, just to get right to it, and then we'll talk through it. For one, you got you a bomb, and you have to be able, and this is what y'all have to do. There's such a thing that I created. I call it a relationship resume. And a relationship resume is just like what it sounds. It's like a job resume. So it's like if you are a company and someone is coming to you and their resume shows that they've been terminated from their last 2 jobs, are you going to hire that person? So if this man comes to you and he has been divorced twice and he has 2 children under the age of 4, so he pumping and dumping, and this ain't the stock market or the crypto market. He is pumping and dumping 2 children under the age of 4. Now it's like, come on now. What? Come on now. Now see, here's the thing. Now, rightfully so, this young lady, she had gone through some things. And this is why I say we choose from where we are. She had been a stripper. So to become a stripper, your mind really has to be really gone. Like you really got to be in a desperate state. You really have to be in a desperate state of mind. And so when you go to being a stripper, you have relinquished. Your self-worth has been stripped from you. And that's why they call it stripper. That ain't why they call it stripper, but I'm calling it stripper because you've been stripped of self-worth. You've been stripped of self-esteem. You've been stripped of self-love. And the last thing you have to strip off is your clothes. And for a man to treat you like a piece of meat, like an object, to objectify you, to throw dollars at you, to pay you for sex, to pay you for a little touch and feel, to pay you for a dance. And I don't want to hear all that by, my club don't allow touching. We know what be happening in a lot of these places. So it's a lot that could go in that 6 months that was not said. Hopefully the sister just was dancing. But let me tell y'all, if you listen to me, if you're a woman under the sound of my voice, don't you ever in your life go strip. You'd be better off working at McDonald's. You got to swallow your pride. You ain't never in a day in your life got to strip. You could go work at Walmart warehouse or whatever big store you have. Every one of them have a warehouse. Them warehouses will pay you $20+ an hour. It's going to be back-breaking work. But you could climb the ranks. You could be a supervisor. You could be a manager. You could drive trucks and make $2,500 a week. It's work out there to be done. You do not have to go strip. Y'all going to strip because it's easy money. You think it's easy money and it's adulation and it's somebody worshiping your body. That's a Jezebel spirit that y'all playing with, and it could devour you. You could end up strung out on cocaine. You could end up the R word by one of these men. You could end up being trafficked, being put into a ring and sent around this whole world, this whole country, whatever. Listen, don't ever in your life go to nobody's strip pole. It is too many jobs out here to be hollering about you had to go strip. You got to do better than that. Don't ever in your life get on nobody's strip pole. Don't ever in your life sell your body. It is too many jobs. You can make 6 figures at a call center. off the commissions of closing the sale, or getting them people to pay that money. I remember that man called me for the student loan. I was in back pay on the student loan. Sir, is you gonna get these people their money or what? I was like, man. I said, boy, what that commission is up there? Who in the world are you hollering at? Listen, you go to the call center and make a good living. Don't ever in your life get on nobody's strip pole. And that's what she said right here. At this, my self-esteem was at an all-time low. And I was searching for someone to fill that void. Grew up in the church. Turn your back on God. The prodigal daughter. One bad decision led to another. I found myself soon working on the side as a stripper. I'm not proud of it, but it caused me serious mental conflict. Yeah, that's the devil's den. And it went against my morals and values. Yeah, that's the devil's den. That's what happened now when we turn our back on God. So get a lesson from that. Don't ever turn your back on God. Don't ever turn your back on God. Ain't did nothing to you but be there for you when you need him. So understand that now. And now listen now, you have to learn how to break down red flags. You got to learn how to break down red flags. Because y'all get out here and y'all watching these videos and you ain't paying no attention. So things came to a head when you broke down. You sought help for your issues and tried to make better choices. You decided to move back to your hometown and live with your father and your stepmother and get your life on track. You was around 28 years old. I quit my full-time job. Now, why in the world would you quit a full-time job? See, your problem is pride. It sounds like that you pretty. A lot of pretty women have too much pride. And a lot of pretty women go stripping because the world has kissed your butt. And the world has given you so much. The same thing with handsome men. That's why a lot of handsome men become drug dealers. A lot of men who were star athletes become drug dealers because the world kissed their butt and then they go to the easy route of drug dealing. I'm not calling myself handsome, but because I was used to having the best, because I was used to having praise from women, praise in the sports field, the best clothes, the best shoes, when it came time to make a living, instead of me doing the back-breaking work that I just talked about, I was too much of a punk, too soft to do it. So I went to the streets and started selling drugs because I worked at the warehouse and it was guys in that warehouse, and this in 2005, being paid $22 an hour. Today, that might be $32 an hour, $40 an hour, based on how fast you can pull them groceries and stack them. Now, it's only a few women that could do that kind of work. That's not really work that women do, but women, they do the other stuff like the assembly line, just getting stuff in order, doing that type of stuff. And I'm not saying nothing derogatory against women, just literally it is really heavy. It's heavy work, it's hard work. I couldn't do it, and I bench pressed 340 pounds as a 170-pound man. I was extremely strong, really athletic, a college athlete, and the work was too hard for me. I'm like, man, y'all crazy. You got to snort some powder to be able to do this. But listen, you could go in there and be on the assembly line. You could go in there and do different little jobs, the quality control. It's different jobs you could get and make a living. You quit your full-time job. That's pride. This led me back to the devil's playground, dating apps. Then you set your preference as a bit high. Now let me tell you right here what you're dealing with. Again, you're dealing with a Jezebel spirit. When you set your preferences high, as I thought I needed someone more stable and mature, you were looking for hypergamy. Hypergamy. I call it hypergamy. You were looking for hypergamy, and you wanted you a boy. You wanted you a duck. You wanted you an older man because you wanted to be the prize. And so you got to identify this stuff here in order for you to heal and you to grow and you to change. And then you met Mr. Clown, 11 years older than you. So if you was 28 around this time, this man 39 years old. If you hadn't turned 29, this man basically 40 years old. So now, what in the world? Come on now. What in the world makes sense for a 40-year-old musty booty man to be on Tinder. Come on now. Come on now. Y'all got to do better. What in the world? If I am on Tinder as a woman and I see a 40-year-old man on there, I'm finna call the police on him. I'm finna let the FBI know this man trying to start a ring. Trying to start a trafficking ring. 40 on the dating app? Man, come on now. Y'all got to do better. My goodness. He was fresh out of his second divorce. Come on now. Now what you thought I was going to say to this sister? What exactly did you think I was going to say to this? Huh? Fresh. You put this in here. You could have just said he hadn't been through 2 divorces. You wrote what it was. He was fresh out of his second divorce and had 2 small boys under 4. So what do that tell you right there? Let's break this down now. What do that tell you right there? That tell you he could not get right not only one time, but 2 times before the age of 40. This man done ruined 2 married women's lives before the age of 40. Not to mention all the other women that he ruined their life that he did not marry. Come on now. This man probably been a hot mess since 15. So, fresh out of his second divorce and 2 small boys under 4 now. So that means he kept the woman barefoot and pregnant. She popped one out. He put another one right back in there. 2 under 4. It's hard with me having a 14-year-old and a 7-year-old. 7 years apart. 2 under 4. But he seemed perfect. And you put that in all caps. What you think he gonna seem? 40 years old. He know how to play the game. 40 years old. On Tinder. Of course he gonna seem well-rounded. How he well-rounded and divorced? See, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Is you got to make this stuff make sense. How do this make sense? See, you got to really ask yourself, how do this make sense? Well-rounded, great job, seemingly amazing dad, wise, patient, nurturing, well, with 2 ex-wives? Come on now. See, but let me tell you what this was. This was stripper pole theology. This is what that script pole did to you. And that's why I tell y'all, do not ever go get on no script pole. Because when you judging a man from a strip pole mentality, every man look like a savior. This is the stripper savior right here. That this man, think about this now, and I want y'all to think about this because this ain't really for the person who be writing in. Don't y'all feel like that? Let's not beat up on the person and talk bad about them and call them names. Y'all, it's I'm hard enough. So let's be understanding. Let's be prayerful. Mindful. Bridle your tongues. But listen, this ain't really about the person who writing in. This for those of y'all who getting ready right now to make these same mistakes. That's what these letters for. See, listen to me now. This man, if we go around and we ask, hey, if a man is 39 years old, 2 failed marriages, and 2 baby boys under the age of 4, ain't even started school yet, is that a successful life or an unsuccessful life? That is an unsuccessful life. Is that a whole man or a man who need to get his stuff together? That's a man who need to get his stuff together. See, sometimes you just got to look at this stuff with common sense. It's not rocket science. It's like you 39 years old as a man with 2 failed marriages and 2 kids under 4. It's some work need to be done. He don't need to be on Tinder. He need to be on mymentor.life getting help. He need to be talking to somebody weekly, not fresh out of a divorce hunting for the next victim, which he made you. So now think about this. Now when you look at this, and when you look at this, now y'all in and out, up and down, I don't read the whole letter all over again. Good for a few days, and then you disappear. So you on dating apps and you broken, you insecure, you ghosting him. He get you back, not realizing. Let me tell you something. As a woman, when you ghost a man and you go back to him, now you make him resent you. If he liked you before that and was gonna change for you, now you make him hate you. Now he about to make you pay. So if he was all that you said he was, by you ghosting him, you going into something, dealing before healing, that could have flipped the switch on him and said, she that type, got something for her. I'm finna show her who the boss. Oh, she done brought the old me back out. Oh, okay, you wanna play? All right, let me show you something. Finna make you fall in love and knock your nose in the rocks and just drag you down the street. That's the mentality that he takes on. And not blaming you for this, but it's to say, with every action, there is an equal or greater reaction. So you have to make sure that you have healed before you deal. You got to do that, because if you broken, then you going to break the person you with. Meaning you're going to call on something inside of them. You're going to pull something out of them that they may be trying to heal from, trying to suppress, trying to get over. So you aided in your own destruction by going into something new, swimming with sharks on a fender, and then getting with this man and then playing dirty. Low balls. And so low blows. You got to think about this. So you have to heal before you deal. Make sure you don't go into nothing else until you heal. Until you can love like you've never been hurt before. Until you feel brand new. Make sure you don't go in nothing else. And then now we in 2022, August 2019, you found out you were pregnant. Y'all had a huge blowout, police and all of that. Then he blocked you. Told you he ain't finna. And see, the reason why he tried to do that, that was a scare tactic. It's not that he don't want to be a father. It's really that his life in shambles and he feel lost. He feel like a bum. His mama embarrassed of him. His daddy embarrassed of him. His friends embarrassed of him. He now starting to feel embarrassed by himself, so he tried to coerce you. He tried to manipulate you into going to the clinic to have that nixed, because this looked bad. Now he will have 3 kids under the age of 5 from 2 different women. And now you became his 3rd marriage. And then you filed for divorce. So now look at this man like. 3 kids. Okay? 3 kids now. The kids a little older now, so maybe they 3 kids under the age of 7. 3 failed marriages. He had a full-time job. He quit his full-time job for his side hustle, and now he crying he ain't got no money. So now he trying to get his child support reduced with his second ex-wife. This man here shot out. This man here doing bad. You know what this man snorting somebody powder. This man snorting somebody powder. This man snorting powder. Ain't nowhere in the world this real. Ain't nowhere in the world this man making these kind of choices without some kind of addiction in his life. He had a full-time job over 10 years and he quit to be an entrepreneur of a side hustle he had started. See, this what this YouTube and Instagram fault. and TikTok fault, because all these men talking about these side hustles and they making 6 figures from a side hustle and they lying. All these men talking about this fulfilled by Amazon, this day trading, this card trading, and all this different random stuff that you got, Turo, all this random stuff these guys doing. And look what's happening. They butt out here in the cold, booty hole freezing, and hollering about he ain't got no money. Now he complain he ain't got no money. So guess what he's doing right now as we speak? You wrote this February 13th, the day before Valentine's. It's March something. Guess what he's doing right now? Asking you for money. Getting ready to try to move in with you. And you moved in with him and became a stepmama, a mama, and a wife. Like that. Like that. And then the man keep coming back using God. Now, you say as this brings me to the present day, and I haven't spoken to him in 3 months. Hopefully you ain't spoken to him since you wrote this letter. Let me go ahead and upload this. Sister, listen. You'll do good by never speaking to this man again until you see his life change. Until you see his life change and he got a full-time job, his house paid up, his car is paid up and nice, meaning he got a car, he got a job, and he looks sober, he look healthy, he look focused, he going to church. You need to bump into him with his church clothes on a Sunday after he just came out of church and he got the holy oil still dripping down his forehead. You hear me? That's when you talk to this here clown. Because this man will cost you everything you got. This man will run you to a sewer and leave you for dead. This man here, he got to be left out to thaw. He got to be left to God. This man don't need no help. He don't need no communication. He ain't got no money. He can't help you with the child. He ain't got no character. He can't help you as a woman. And you talking about you still love him. Listen, you need to learn how to love yourself. You got to learn how to love yourself. You have to forgive yourself. You have to heal. You have to grow. You have to fix your mindset. You got to stop listening to these videos while you're going to sleep. And you need to be fully awake and sober with a notebook and a pen. You need to be watching these videos. Do not look at this stuff as entertainment. You need to watch every single video 3 times. And you need to take notes all 3 times. You have to renew your mind. You have to renew your spirit. You have to write an affirmation statement to yourself on a 3x5 card. You stick one on your mirror to read while you brushing your teeth. You put one in your purse to take to work with you. And you put one on your nightstand to read before bed. And you read that card 3 times a day until you know it in your heart, and you still read it, because reading does something different to the brain than just reciting it out your mouth. And you have to renew, become whole, and move forward with your life, because your child will be better off with a 100% mom than a 50% mom and a 50% dad, or a 75% mom and a 10% dad. Him being in that baby life is going to cause trauma. He gonna be unstable. He gonna be inconsistent. He's gonna be in and out. He's gonna be unreliable. So you have to take 100%, because he told you he wasn't gonna be there for you, and you chose to have it. So at that point, you chose to be 100% because you needed love. You used your daughter for love. You felt empty, you felt lost, and you needed your daughter. You needed her. She didn't need you. So you brought her into the world because you needed some hope and you needed some love. And a lot of women in a broken state does this. Get pregnant from a bomb and then keep the child because you're hurting so bad. You cannot imagine hurting that child. You cannot imagine going to that clinic. And I cannot blame you. I get it, because that is taking a life. That is murder. And so I don't blame you for keeping it. But you got to get to the root and understand that, hey, I chose this. I chose to get on my back. This was not taken. This was not forced upon me. So I am 100% responsible for this child. You got to carry yourself as if the man dead, because he gave up his rights. So now you ain't 50% of that child parental. You 100% of that child parentals. And that's what you have to own up to. That's what you got to live up to. You got to work. You got to encourage yourself. You got to uplift yourself. You got to climb the ranks on that job. You got to keep getting certifications, taking classes, keep adding value to the world, keep becoming a better person, keep smiling, keep your body right, keep your smile right, keep your hair right, your face right, your energy right, so that any room you go into, that room shifts. The atmosphere shifts because you stepped in there. That you have a radiation, you got a glow on you, that when you come around, people know you around, and that they want to give you a raise. They want to give you a promotion. They want you to run the department so that that income gonna go up, so that your daughter get to see a real woman, so that your daughter get to see over an overcomer, so that your daughter get to see triumph over tribulation. So that when she hear your story and she look at you, she see you as a winner. She see you as a victor. She see you as the woman that God done called you to be. And she finds strength in you because you had strength enough to step up and to be 100% for her. And to tell this man he could kick rocks barefoot, because he is not a man. He is a grown boy and he need God. And when she hear that story, she gonna be empowered. She's not gonna make the same mistakes you done made. She's not gonna go get on no pole. She's not gonna be with no sorry man. And she ain't gonna let nobody get over on her because of the life that she saw you live. If you go back to this bomb, you done shot your daughter in the foot. You done told her that she ain't worth nothing, that a woman ain't worth nothing, that a woman is dumb, that a woman is weak, that a woman is ignorant, and that a woman is at the mercy of a godless man. Is that the message you want to send? Y'all got to do better. Lord, please send me a check. Listen. Hey, y'all know, tell somebody, give me $5 million. Give me $5 million for my mentor.life. I'm retiring. If somebody offer me $5 million for my mentor, I'm retiring. I can live off that. I'll flip it. I'll put it on the market and flip it. I'll get into real estate with that $5 million. I'll buy me 10, 15 houses. And yeah, I'll buy me a couple of quadruplexes. Out that $5 million, I'll get me a 12 unit or a 20 unit for $2.5 million. Charge $1,000 a month. My bill paid. You hear me? I'm retired on y'all. I'm going to tell you that right now. So listen, I'm going to tell y'all like Jesus told them, I ain't going to be here with you long. If as soon as the Lord show me an exit, I'm getting out of this. Because y'all stressing me. Y'all wear me out. This here, as soon as the Lord show me an exit. But see, still right now, I have to do this because my purpose. This is my purpose. And this is God's plan. And so, for me to be home with my family, this the work I have to do. Because when you coaching and you doing courses, that is still income. So your purpose can also earn you a living. But your purpose could be draining. Your purpose could be painful. And the Lord gonna keep you in your purpose until the work is done. And I'm just praying my work done before he call me home. Lord, can I get a break for this while I'm on the earth, Lord? Please don't retire me when you call me home now. Can I get a break just to travel the world and just not have everybody problems? My goodness. And do you know people be having the nerve with all these emails I be answering? People be emailing me, and Tony, can you add this series And Tony, can you add this series? And Tony, can you do videos like this? I'm like, my goodness. Are you not entertained? Like the man said, are you not entertained on the movie? Like, am I for your entertainment? Like, what the world I look like? My goodness, a robot? No, I'm a human with a heart. This stuff get heavy. And boy, you know, the way humans are just take. I could be sitting over here ready to blow my brains out. And Tony, can you add a series on suicide? Since you ready to blow your brains out? Because that'd be so interesting for us to see the downward spiral of a life coach. Oh man, can you please can you turn that into a series? That's the kind of questions I be getting. I'm like, my goodness. And yeah, I'm crying and complaining. I'm crying out like Jesus was. Lord, please, can you pass this cup? But I'm here to tell y'all, like, oh, can one of y'all women that is happy, that is healthy, and that is whole, and that is not money hungry, can one of y'all women who earn 6 figures from your corporate job, who is happy, healthy, and whole, you send me a W-2. You got to send me a W-2 that you earn 6 figures. You don't need these women for money. But you got 1 hour a week that you could start a women's empowerment network. We'll call it Women's Improvement Network. WIN. That's the acronym. WIN. WIN. But you got to make 6 figures. The reason why I say 6 figures is because these women will be vulnerable. And if y'all notice, the way I do my business on here is I don't ask for donations. You don't see me post my cash out. Now, Caramel Kisses, the moderator, she know my cash out, so she posts that. But if you talk to Caramel Kisses, she'll tell you, Tony never have told me to post that. She posts that to be a blessing. She posts that as a true supporter. And then somebody will send me a cash out. But if y'all notice, I never ask for donations, because you know why? I know people vulnerable. I know people are vulnerable, and I don't want to take advantage of people's vulnerability. So my videos to you are free. YouTube put ads on it, and that's how I get paid from the YouTube videos, but it costing you $0. Now, supporters join the Blessed Tribe, the Blessed Business Tribe. Supporters take courses, but even the courses, that's not a donation because you're getting something for it. Even joining those groups is not a donation because you're getting something for it. So I do lives. I do these lives. I do the streams where only the members can comment. When I do the Q&As, only the members can ask questions. And so these streams, that's a bonus. But I do that to give back. So the reason why I say it need to be a women's improvement network, but it got to be ran by a woman who is already secure. She don't need money. Because if it's somebody who you ain't hit that financial goal to where you secure, then you're not going to have what it takes to get on this Zoom for an hour a week without asking for money from these vulnerable women. And this need to be one woman who start this. And send me your resume. You need to have discipline. So I don't have a degree, but you need to have a degree. Because that shows one thing about a degree, it don't define us, but what it shows is that you had the discipline and the time management and the consistency to do your work and to get a degree. Now, anybody else, you could start what I'm talking about. Every woman who hear this could start a WIN, a Women's Improvement Network, and it's already out there somewhere. I know it's already started. I know this can't be original. Every woman could start one, but I'm talking about the woman that I'm gonna help build it got to be set up. got to be Christian, because I'm Christian. Got to be a woman of God. And it ain't about just praying. It ain't about just Bible study or nothing like that. But just being able to get on there and y'all could, as women, no men in the room, not a man talking to you, but women empowering each other. And then y'all could get with a travel agent. Yeah, the travel agent gonna get money. And y'all could book a cruise. Y'all could book an excursion. And whoever can afford it can go. Y'all can have one a quarter. And it really should be for single women. It should be for single women, so that y'all could check and challenge each other, so that y'all don't be doing, for excuse my language, stupid stuff like this. Excuse my language. But this right here, it just, y'all got to stop. And I'm reading this every day. And I don't mean that in no derogatory term. But the word stupid means having or showing a great lack of intelligence or common sense. We have to stop being stupid in our lives. And we got to stop making that word a cuss word, because we need to be slapped with that word. I do not want to be stupid. So you know that in business, in life, in love, we got to stop wanting to be pacified. We got to stop wanting to be coddled. And see, this is the thing. I talk nice. I don't curse. I don't put nobody down and demean nobody. And look what it get. Look what it get me. It get me thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. How many subscribers I got on YouTube? Do I got 1,000 people? 1,000 people is a lot of people. Do I got 5,000 people? Do I got 10,000 people? Do I have 50,000 people on YouTube? What about 100,000? Do I got 100,000 people? Like, listen, count one by one. Count one by one. See, a lot of times we go to getting followings and we just see it as a no. Count it one by one. I want you to sit here and I want you to count to 1,000. You see how long that'll take? Now, I don't know how many subscribers I got right now, but you go look on that subscriber count, and I want you to count to that number. I take that seriously, because that is a life. That's a life. Every single one of them is a person. Now, majority of people don't watch the videos because it's too real. So everybody cycles. When somebody want to hear the truth after they done been told out the frame, then they come listening with sore ears, with itchy ears, and then get in a relationship, stop listening. And a guy wrote me the other day telling me he want his woman to stop listening to me. He been with her 6 months. I wrote him back. I said, she don't trust you. She don't know you. That's why she listened to me. It's been 6 months. How you telling her to cut out a voice of reason, a voice that's helping her? Brother, you off. I called him out. I go ahead and checked him. He said, yeah, you right. I was insecure. And it's like, listen, you ain't got to be scared of my message if you doing right. A woman naturally going to stop listening to me when she need to stop listening to me, or she going to turn my messages into entertainment when she married, or she going to listen to them so she could help her single homegirls. And so but she's not going to be listening to me and say, oh, Tony's wiser than you, smarter than you, better than you. I'm listening to him and he don't pay no bills in my household. That ain't my husband's, but I'm listening to him over my husband. And a woman in the world going to do that, because women who single don't listen to me. Women who single don't listen to me. This lady said she been here 4 years. She 31. That means she been listening to me since 27. That means she been listening to me when she moved into the house and got on Tinder. Come on now. Come on now. So y'all see my voice just crying out into the wilderness. My voice for the large part is falling on deaf ears. It might be 10% of the women that's on here that listen. And every time I say that, they say, Tony, oh, it's somebody listening. Yeah, but y'all got to realize, look at how many of y'all put that in the comments. Tony, I'm listening. Yeah, okay, go through and count them comments. It's 10 of y'all that put that in the comments, but look how many subscribers on here. That is a microcosm of the world. That we crying out with the gospel, and we could get this many people to listen to the gospel. And the whole rest of the world is following Satan, is doing evilness. The whole rest of the world. And that's what we have today. So listen, one of y'all ladies, I really want you to be, and this is why I use the term alpha, meaning a woman with a degree or a master's or a doctorate, but you ain't got no ego, that ain't go to your head, and you're a single woman, and you make 6 figures, so you don't need nobody for their money. You don't need these women for their money. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be setting donations this month for all my hard work. And you need to start the WIN network. And you need to have weekly calls. And don't worry about bringing other voices in. Y'all could encourage each other. Y'all could tell each other. Y'all do a 2-hour session. Everybody could talk, chime in, share stuff. Ain't no promoting the MLMs that y'all in, multi-level marketing, pyramids, schemes, if that's a difference. Ain't no promoting none of y'all courses and books and people trying to monetize off the group. It's just growth. It's just empowerment. It's just empower. I'm giving you the blueprint. And then y'all link up. Ain't nobody taking advantage. Anybody try to take advantage, hey y'all, I'm selling this, I'm selling that. Listen, this ain't what that for. Cause we don't know you. You could be a wolf in sheep's clothing. All right, go get your audience out there. This is a safe space. This ain't about no selling. This ain't about no marketing. This ain't about no making money off the group. This ain't a blessed circle. That scheme. One of my homeboys called me. Oh yeah, I'm part of this thing called the blessed circle. And so you put $1,400 in, and then everybody put $1,400 in, and then we're gonna get to a place to where on this date, I'm going to get blessed out. 2 of my homeboys signed up for that. And one of my homeboys told me, hey, so one of my homeboys told me, he said, hey, so yeah, I'm on the call with my blessed circle. And they talking about, unfortunately, he said, they talking about, unfortunately, the program gonna be coming. I ain't never laughed about this. Y'all forgive me. He talking about, unfortunately, the program gonna be coming. Y'all forgive me. Y'all forgive me. Let me finish the story. This is the last time that he told me, unfortunately, the program gonna be coming to an end. And I said, hold on now. How y'all finna end this? And I'm supposed to get blessed out. I'm finna get blessed out on March 11th. And now y'all wanna end it before I get blessed out? This gonna have to happen. Because I need to get blessed out because I need a down payment for my house. I sit there and I say, see that? Quick riches. That's what the Bible talk about. Quick riches. You can't put no $1,400 in nobody's hand and think you finna get $14,000 back. That's a Ponzi scheme. That's what Bernie Madoff in prison for. That's what they created the show American Greed off of. Come on now. Y'all be falling for anything. They called me about it. I said, no, bro, I'm straight. I'm straight. Well, I put my $1,400 in a cryptocurrency before I put it in a blessed. I put $18,000 in the Bitcoin and turned it into 60. It went to 60,000. I sold it at 57,000. So listen, I sold a Bitcoin at 57,000. You hear me? So I made me some money. And so I'd rather do that before I do a blessed. So this is what I'm telling you. With this WIN network, it ain't no blessed circle. It ain't no, we gonna take turns selling our product. No, don't do that. Just have y'all a topic. self-love, self-care, women topics, and y'all meet up once a week, twice a month, once a month, and I'll help you build it. But you got to have them requirements. You got to be a 6-figure earner. I got to see that W-2 from last year. You got to be saved. You got to be single, and you got to be stable. You got to have your degree too. You got to have something that you done for me to stamp it. Now you can start your own without the thing, and you just go out there and build it. We need a bunch of them, and then y'all can collaborate. You got Win West Coast, you got Win East Coast, you got Win Midwest, you got Win Southwest, you got Win South, Win North, and y'all collaborate and come together and do one big conference. And y'all charge ticket price for the conference, and you choose speakers from inside the network, and y'all charge ticket price to cover the venue, because it's 2,000-3,000 of y'all coming together. But listen to me, y'all need that right there. Because this right here draining me. I am tired of hearing the same type of choices. It's just so sad, because as a man, I'm like, do we have this much power as men? And that's why I don't understand these butt-hurt men with no cucumber up they behind, sitting online and got the nerve to complain about being a man when men get to do this type of stuff to a woman. Like, this ain't like, this woman wrote in, and yeah, she used to be a stripper, but yesterday, and we look down on strippers when we ought to be praying for strippers, but stripper, we see that as one of the lowest state of minds that you could be in. And I'm just telling the truth. This just how humans, this how the men who go to the strip club. I don't go to the strip club because I don't want to reinforce that. I don't believe in that. I don't condone that. I don't support that. If I become the president, strip clubs being banned. I'm banning strip clubs. You going to prison if you got a strip club. I'm shutting it down. And you don't shut it down, you open a sneak when you going to prison. My 4 years, we banning strip club. I'm shutting down all of the porn sites too. I'm shutting them down. They destroying society. But the government doing that, oh, free will, free this. Nah, it ain't that much freedom in these other countries. You see what these other countries going through? We need to have a little less freedom. Maybe we'll be better. Get to do whatever we want to do, and look what we doing. 3 marriages by the age of 40 with 3 kids under the age of 7. Look what this trash can of a man is doing. And then on Tinder still, every time they get out, he get back on Tinder hunting for some new prey. It's like, look what we doing. It's like, man, come on. Ladies, listen, you ain't got to start the Win Network. What I'm talking about, I just gave you a blueprint if you're a big dreamer. If you got that kind of ambition, which I haven't seen nothing like that. And don't promote it, because if you know of one, because I don't know them and I don't know that woman, she could be like Jerry Falwell, or the man who had them people out there on the plantation drinking that strychnine. I don't promote nothing. Don't promote nothing in my comments either, because you will get blocked. Don't promote nothing. If you just not get to this point, you don't want to promote something, go delete it, because you will get blocked. I don't promote stuff I don't know. I don't know people, I don't promote it, because you just can't trust people. People get their ego in it. Imagine if I get my ego in this, I could be talking to some of the women in my following. I could be talking to them one-on-one. And I could be having them donate 5,000, 10,000. Hey, I'm working on something big, and we just really need some real backing. And it's so many women that earn 6 figures and don't even earn 6 figures and giving men thousands of dollars. Do you know how I could be praying on people? That's why I don't promote people, because I don't know people. I know me. I go to bed and talk to God. I know me. So people are like, oh, why you don't collaborate? Why you don't do this with that person? Because I don't know them. I do not know them. And it's a responsibility when you have a platform. Your head got to be on straight. Your heart got to be in the right place. And so that's why I don't fool around with folks. And even with this right here, I know I get a lot of emails. I have to go through them things. Y'all might not never hear back from me if I don't get peace. If I don't get peace with them resumes to get on a Zoom and have an hour-long conversation, and then have 2, 3, 4 more hour-long conversation, and all that. If I don't get peace, I can't even promote it. That's how I am. I really take this here thing serious. That's why I don't be bringing on all this different stuff to promote to y'all. Because people come to me all the time with multi-level marketing companies. Oh, Tony, with your audience, we got people that's making $500,000 a month and they don't have 10% of your following or your influence. You could be making $1 million a month. Okay, I don't care about that. That don't work with me. I don't feel nothing for that right there. I'm not interested in selling tea. I'm not interested in having a credit repair company. I'm not interested in being part of this group with somebody who just got out of prison. And we at the same conference and we on the same level when I done sacrifice and I done work and somebody else could say, oh, me and Tony Gaskin do the same thing. No, we don't. After all the work and sacrifice I done put in and you just got off the bus from your prison sentence and now we in the same multi-level marketing company. No, sir, Bob. No, it's a separation. We not the same. We not the same. So that's why I don't join that stuff. Because we not the same. I done put in too much work for somebody to just be using my name and associating. All that right there. No. I done separated myself. I done sacrificed. It's a lot I could be doing. Y'all seen the man who was married and he do what I do as a relationship coach. I don't know how men look, but he was muscular. He was muscular, but if he could do it, I could do it. I don't know how a man look, but all I know, if he could cheat on his wife, if women know he married and will sleep with him, they'll do the same thing with me. But I'm not doing that. I ain't doing that. You know why? Because I take this here serious. God didn't give me a platform till I got my life in order. My life wasn't in order when I got married. My head wasn't on straight when I got married. It took me a couple years to get my head straight. When I got my head straight, that's when God started to elevate me. So listen, as y'all women, y'all need to get in your city. And this is the thing. I know y'all don't get along. So it ain't going to be for everybody. A lot of women don't get along. Women have been saying it from the beginning of time. I don't got a lot of female friends. I have male friends because women too catty. Women too jealous. Women. If I had $1 every time I heard that, I could retire. And it's just sad that it's like that. And y'all need to start breaking that. Y'all need to break that jealousy. Do you know I got a coach on my mentor who was the first coach who signed up? Do you know another woman hired me for coaching to tell me that she was jealous of that other woman because I promote her? Because she been a constant supporter in everything I do, that there was other women who was jealous that I promoted her, when really it just her name was always on the top of my mind because she was buying every single course I did. She was coming to every single seminar I did. She paid her way. Her self-investment reaped her return. I kept seeing her name. And so that's why her name kept showing up. And please believe, I'm pretty sure it's been several times I done offended her. Because as humans, you gonna offend people. But guess what? She ain't get butt hurt. She ain't get in her feelings. She saw where my heart was at, and I still see her showing up. And I see people like that. I'm pretty sure my moderators who be on the thing, I'm pretty sure the messages done stepped on their toes, done hurt their feelings, and they done, whoa. But they look at where my heart at. And so you have to understand that if you're going to do the work, there's going to be a reward. But it's going to be hard. It's going to get hot in the here kitchen. It's going to get hot in this here kitchen. You got to understand that. But y'all need to come together as women in your own city. You need to start you a WIN network. And you need to go to the local library, and you need to invite your co-worker or friend, and then everybody invite somebody. Every month somebody got to invite somebody. So where that room in that library ought to be full after like a year or two. And then y'all need to be asking the church next, can y'all use their facility for your meetings? And then the person who started, you create a board of people who you know is honest, upstanding, respectable, and y'all get these young ladies and y'all mentor these young ladies from these single parent homes. Yeah, and these young ladies in their 20s, y'all mentor these young ladies. Y'all get them the game. Now, first you got to get off your back. Y'all got to make sure you're not on your back, because a lot of y'all in your 40s and your 50s still on your back now. Still on your bike. I talk to women in their 70s on their bike. I'm not exaggerating. On their bike in fortification. Yeah. So in order to help somebody else, you're going to have to help yourself first. Okay? You're going to have to help yourself first. But women got to help women. Y'all got to help women. Because as a man, I have masculine energy. So I'm going to say stuff differently. And then a lot of women going to get on here and get distracted because I'm a man. And what I mean by that is, if a woman is lacking masculine energy in her life, she may turn my voice into the masculine energy that's filling a void of not having a husband, not having a boyfriend, and then go into sin with how she listening to me. Instead of listening to be fed and to grow, she listening with the wrong ears. Because I see sometimes women come on here and comment crazy stuff. And I'm like, listen, I'm married. Don't come on here talking about how I look or what you think or nothing. Listen, I'm married. Get that Jezebel spirit up out of here. Get that spirit up out of you. And come on here and get a message. That's why I don't come on here with muscle shirts on and trying to be seductive. I don't come on here with no suit on and trying to look good. I come on here just plain John. Everyday John. Just come on here regular, with coal in my eyes, with just regular. And the reason why is because I'm not trying to be no sex symbol. I'm trying to be a success symbol. You hear me? Success in business, success in life, success in love. That's what I'm trying to be. I ain't trying to come on here and look good. That's why I got a video on seducing spirits, because I see a lot of leaders trying to seduce their audience. I ain't trying to come on here with no seducing spirit. I ain't trying to put no sauce on nothing. This is to get the work done. We trying to get the work done. So if you ain't here to get the work done, you got to get gone. We here to do the work. And you got to take this. You got to implement this. Listen, I ain't telling you nothing I don't know. I read these kind of letters every day, all day. I know what I'm talking about. When I tell you something, I'm going to tell you like my daddy told me. If I tell you a chicken dip snuff, you better look on this Wayne. Y'all know what dipping snuff is? It's the stuff you dip and put it in your lip. Dip snuff, like it's snuff. It ain't chewing tobacco. And my daddy used to say that. He said, if I tell you a chicken dip snuff, you better look on this Wayne. And I told my daddy, if I tell you an ant could pull a train, you better hook up the chain. You hear what I'm telling you? Listen, anything I tell you, take to the bank. And you know why? Because it ain't coming from me. I'm operating on God's wisdom, on the wisdom that God gave me. That's why I got a strong confidence in what I say. People say, Tony, man, you went on that TV show and you told that woman she need to do this, this, and this. Man, you could ruin somebody's whole marriage. Man, how you felt about that? I said what need to be said. I believe that. I believe what I say. Because you know why? Because when I say it, I never once to this day have had somebody come back to me and say, Tony, the advice you gave me was wrong. But time and time again, people have come back and said, Tony, you told me this right here. I got mad at you. I stopped following you because you hurt my feelings or you upset me. And then I went on about my business and everything you said happened. Listen, I'm not doing this. I'm working for God. This ain't about me. This ain't about man knowledge. This about a ministry. This about a purpose. This is to set captives free. This is to break strongholds. This is breaking chains. That's what the work is over here. That's what you got to understand. Every single thing, I'm trying to help you see yourself so that you can heal and you can grow and you can move forward in your life. So, hey, again, thank you to the moderators. Thank you to the Blessed Tribe, the Blessed Business Tribe, and to my Patreon supporters. I'll put the links in the description. For those of you who are ready to be a life coach, the life coach certification is cheap as it has been this year. And it's on TonyGadsonAcademy.com. And once you finish the life coach certification, you could join MyMentor.life to be a coach. And let's get this thing here going now. Hey, God bless you. We'll talk soon.